Hi friends, how are you all doing? My name is Supti and I welcome you all in my YouTube channel where I do videos on fashion, makeup and beauty. I also have an Instagram page and my Instagram handler will be somewhere in the screen. Now today in this video I have done this monsoon makeup look as it's the monsoon season, and if we are going to do the makeup on this particular season, then how we are going to do it in order to make our makeup look long lasting. So how I have created this look, how I have done this monsoon makeup look, what are the products I have used in order to make my makeup long lasting. If you're interested to know about all this, then please continue watching. I have already prepped my skin by washing my face with a cleanser, using a toner and then applying a moisturizer. Now I will be going ahead with my makeup, but before that I need to apply a primer so that my makeup sets beautifully onto my face. And for the primer today, I'm going to use a hydrating primer. For the primer today, I'm going to use this Glassy Skin Balm from SOL. Now the reason I'm using a hydrating primer today, because since it's a monsoon makeup routine and I'm going to apply the base which will be very long lasting, that is a matte foundation. Since I have a dry skin texture, so I'm going to use this hydrating primer. You can go ahead with any hydrating primer you have. If you don't have any hydrating primer, in fact a moisturizer which provides a proper hydration to the face will also do. So one tip always, that if you have a dry skin texture like me and you want to apply a matte foundation because you want your makeup to be long lasting, always try to apply a hydrating primer or a moisturizer beneath the foundation so that your foundation at the end of the day doesn't look cakey, doesn't look dry on you. So this is one tip, so it's useful for dry to normal skin people. So this is how the primer looks like. In fact, it literally looks like a moisturizer, and this is a water-based primer. This is really perfect for dry to normal skin people because this provides the necessary hydration which is required for the dry skin girls. As you can see that my skin is looking so hydrated and so glowy. In fact, this is also called as a glassy skin balm because this is being used in order to get that glass skin texture. Now let the primer get set onto my skin. By the meantime, I will be doing my eyebrows, and for that I will be using this ABH pomade, and this is in the shade called Ebony. Now the eyebrows are done, and now it's the time for the base makeup. And for the base makeup, as mentioned before, I will be applying a matte foundation, and today the foundation which I'm going to use is this Loreal Infallible 24-hour matte foundation, and I'm in the shade Natural Buff, which is 103. Now this is a perfect foundation for the oily skin people because as this is a matte foundation, so it will beautifully set onto the skin which is oil based. Now as I have said that if you have a dry skin like me, you need to apply a hydrating primer before going ahead with a matte foundation. But if you have an oily skin, you don't need to apply any kind of hydrating primer. You can just use your regular primer which is silicone based, and you can just go ahead with your matte foundation, that is this L'Oreal Infallible. So I will be taking a little bit onto my palm, will be applying in dots. I will just first do this half of the face and then I'll go to this half, and then with a damp sponge I'm blending this onto my face. It really blends very smoothly, and it is not at all giving me any kind of cakey look onto the face because since I have applied a hydrating primer beneath, so it's getting set onto my face beautifully, giving a very healthy, nice look. Now if you will notice, I'm just using this foundation and blending this onto the cheeks. I'm not going near my eyes because I will be applying a concealer for that, and I don't want too many products under my eyes. If you're looking for affordable drugstore foundation, and a foundation which will last for a very long time on your face, especially if you need to go out in this rainy season and you need your foundation to stay for a very long time. This is the one to go for. Normally during winters, having a skin texture like me, that is a dry skin texture, I always go for a hydrating foundation. In fact, you can say throughout the year I go for a hydrating foundation because I love hydrating foundation. But yes, especially at times when you know, this kind of season like the monsoon season, or a very hot humid weather, you feel like applying a matte foundation because that will last on your skin for a very long time. So this is really a very good option in drugstore if you are looking for any kind of matte foundation. So this is just a one-time application of the foundation, and the foundation which I have taken before, it's still some of it is there in my hand, so a little bit of it goes a long way. So I'll just be dabbing this with a sponge and just will be using it onto my cheeks a little more like this, and also taking a little bit of it and applying it onto the cheeks like that, and also a little bit on the forehead. I don't like to apply too much of foundation because that makes the face look, you know, very like you have overdone your makeup, and I don't like that look. I always love a kind of natural makeup look. If you apply it properly, will give you that kind of healthy natural makeup look. So this is how the foundation looks onto your face. If you have a dry skin, this foundation will look onto your face like this if you have applied a hydrating primer beneath it. Now it's the time for concealer, and for the concealer today I will be using this Milani Conceal Plus Perfect Concealer, and this is in the shade called Medium Beige. This is a very creamy concealer and I really love this because it provides the necessary hydration under my eyes, doesn't make my under eye look dry and cakey. So with the same sponge, I will be blending this concealer, and you can see the difference between the two. So the concealer is done and I have only applied that under my eyes, and you can see that it provides the highlighting effect under my eyes because it's one shade lighter than that of my original skin tone, and I really love this concealer. Now I have kept this area, that is the eyelid, blank. I'm not going to apply this concealer as my eyeshadow primer. I will be using something different eyeshadow primer because this concealer is a very creamy concealer and I have an oily eyelid. Using a creamy concealer onto an oily eyelid will give me much more crease onto my eyeshadow, which I don't want. So I will be going for a matte or a dry kind of eyeshadow primer, which I'll be doing it later. Now I will be setting this foundation and concealer with the help of a setting powder, and for that I'm going to use this Mercier setting powder. So I will be taking my sponge, the same sponge by which I've applied the foundation and the concealer. I will be taking a little bit of it, not too much, and I will only be applying onto the areas where I have applied my concealer. I don't like too much of powder effect onto my face because I don't like that feeling, and moreover today as I've applied a matte foundation, so it's already, this portion is matte. I don't need any kind of extra powder to set that. Since the concealer is a creamy one, so I'm only setting that with the help of this setting powder. That's it. I don't need any kind of powder more than this. Now it's the time to add on to some depth onto the face, and for that I'm going to apply this Benefit Hoola bronzer. Now I'm not much into bronzing, but there are some of the bronzers which I really like, and Hoola Benefit is one of them. I really like the formula of this as well as the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. So I'm going to take this medium brush and I'm going to take some of this, dab the excess. This is really a beautiful warm shade, and I really love the fact the effect it gives on to the entire face. Now it's the time to add on to some colors onto the cheeks, and for that I'm going to use this Milani blush, and this is in the shade Tea Rose. This is a beautiful everyday light pink color. Now the base for my monsoon makeup look is done, and I'm going to set that with a makeup setting spray, and for that I'm going to use Urban Decay All Nighter. Before going ahead with my eye makeup, I just want to set whatever I have applied onto my face so far. This will make sure that the makeup lasts super long. Now in order to add some little bit of glow onto the face, I'm going to add on to some highlighter, and for that I'm going to use this Merry Luminizer from the Balm Cosmetics. This is a mini Merry Luminizer and I really love this. I really love the effect the highlighter gives on to the face, and I really love this glow. Now I'm going to move on to the eye makeup. Now since this is a monsoon makeup look, I'm going to keep the eye makeup very simple because we are not going to apply tons of different eyeshadow colors, and because we have to be practical. This is a monsoon makeup look. So anyways, for that at first I will be using an eyeshadow primer so that my eyeshadow stays longer as well, like my foundation and my concealer. And for that I'm going to use this e.l.f. eyeshadow primer. Now this is a mattifying eyeshadow primer. If you don't have this one, you can go ahead with any kind of concealer which has a mattifying effect, like for example the LA Girl Pro. That's a fabulous concealer which can be applied as an eyeshadow primer, or the Tarte Shape Tape. But somehow the other, if you have an oily eyelid like me, as I've mentioned before, applying a creamy concealer will just spoil the whole eye makeup. So always try to use eyeshadow primer which gives a mattifying effect onto the eyes if you have an oily eyelid, so that your eyeshadow stays longer for a very long time. And now for the eye makeup, today I'm going to use one eyeshadow color, not too much, and for that I'm going to use this Colourpop Good Sport palette. As you can see, there are so many beautiful shades, and today I'm thinking of using this particular shade. This is a matte eyeshadow, and this is a warm chocolatey color, and this is called as Reckless. So I'm going to use this as one particular color onto my whole eyelid. So I'm going to take one flat brush. I'm going to take this shadow, just will be placing this onto my eyelid. And now with a blending brush, just going to blend this shadow. Blending is the most important thing in makeup, and when it comes to eye makeup, it is the most important thing. If you don't blend your shadow well, it will not look nice on to the eyes. I'm now going to apply this same eyeshadow onto my lower eyelid. Now to add on some mascara onto the lashes, and for that I'm using today this Maybelline Hyper Curl Mascara, and this is a waterproof mascara which is obvious to use in monsoon makeup. I love this mascara, the way it make my lashes look. And now finally it's a time to add on some colors onto the lips, and for that I'm going to use a nude pink shade, which is a kind of everyday color and perfect to use in this type of season as well. In fact, not in this season, throughout the season. I'm going to use this Nykaa matte lip shade. This is a matte formula but as well as a creamy matte formula. Shade is called Daydreaming, and it looks like this. So this is how I have created this monsoon makeup look, and I hope that you have found this video interesting and hope you guys have enjoyed watching this, and I've also found the idea that how you can make your makeup look long lasting in this monsoon season. So if you have liked this video, then hit on to the subscribe button and also hit the like button. It will mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Till then, all of you take care. Bye bye.